from New Orleans, NOLA. I'm representing the Chicago Bears because that's the only NFL shirt I have today. My dad was a diehard Bears fan, and he enjoyed the Cardinals as well. But I don't really have a Cardinals shirt that I can. I can't find one if I have it. So happy Super Bowl Sunday! I am home from New Orleans. We were down there, me and my support team, which is my mom, my cousin. We met my co-host Jerry B for the Hip Hop Rewind podcast, which we actually have a YouTube page too. We're working on some things. We were down there covering Super Bowl events from Tuesday through yesterday, and we had a great time. Some events include the Super Soul event on Wednesday. They taped for that. I think that aired live, but if not, I think it's airing sometime this weekend. Also went to the Women Sports Power Brunch by Latanya Story there. Third year doing all these events, by the way. Also on Thursday, we had our own Power of Influence Awards. It was the 7th annual awards where we honored people like NLE Choppa, Raynell Supercent Stewart, who was the owner and the creator of the Crayon Case Cosmetics Company, just to name a few, some local judges, a lot of great things, and we had some students from the Piney Woods School there as well. So that turned out to be a great event. I moderated a women's panel, the Women of Power and Influence panel, where we had Tamala Barksdale from the 360 Agency. She is the CSO, Chief Strategy Officer, as well as Latasha Kazi, who is the first Black female president of NASCAR in NASCAR. She's the president over the Phoenix International Raceway, which is only about 20 minutes from where I live, ironically enough, here. And also we had Sharice Brown, who is the co-founder of the Off the Field NFL Players Wives Association. She's also an entrepreneur. She owns a real estate company, as well as a talent and modeling agency and more. And she is the wife of Hall of Famer Tim Brown, legendary Raiders player. I didn't want to lead in with like she's the wife of Tim Brown because she's more than that. All these women are more than them being wives and mothers. They are women of power, of influence. And there's nothing wrong with being a wife and a mother. I don't want to diminish that because I want to be a wife and a mother someday. But also, I think there's power in, you know, just letting people know that, yes, she's known for her husband, but she has her own name. She got her own. You remember that song? Neo has said that? She got her own. Whatever it is. So it was a really great time. I'm going to have video. The content is contenting, and it's all about editing at this point and organizing things. And I'm going to be doing things for weeks. I think I'm going to do a NOLA series. And there's different things on NOLA I can do. We're going to talk food, my travel experience, because my travel experience is a little bit different than some people. I am fighting stage 1C ovarian cancer. It's a part of the story. It's a part of the journey, but I'm winning my fight and I'm a thriver. But there's also ways I have to enjoy myself, the city, and things that other people may not. And you may want to do it like me, even if you aren't, you know, an 88 type of person. You know, there's certain things you have to do. So for me, it's like getting a wheelchair at the airport. I'm listening to my oncology team, and I'm going to tell you, those things make a difference. I'm going to tell you this. If you or your loved one are using mobility aids and you need them, especially when you're traveling, do it because you deserve to have a good quality of life. But not only is it going to help you, it's going to help your family, your loved ones, whoever is with you, enjoy their time as well. Because no one is going to have a good time if they don't feel that you can get what you need. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. But I have my experience on that. Also, I have some commentary. I'm going to give you guys on the hotel that I stay at, which is really like a bed and breakfast cottage. Beautiful place. Would definitely stay there again. Developed a relationship with the owner. Absolutely love the owner. Shouts out to you, Margaret. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We can also get into fashion and just understanding self-esteem. I mean, there's so much stuff, as well as sharing my experiences of going to these events. You know, I covered the Off the Field NFL Players Wives Fashion Show again, and covering the events. And oh gosh, and this year's events was really emotional for the fashion show because they did pay tribute to the families and to the victims of the New Orleans tragedy, the New Year's Eve tragedy that happened on Bourbon Street. And so a lot of tears. And I actually got to interview one of the victims' son, 12-year-old Landon Hunter. Um, Let me just tell you, it took everything within me not to cry in front of him and to keep him very much encouraged. So I'm just like, man, it's a lot. So there's a lot of content that's going to be happening. I'm going to do a lot of YouTubes. I'm so excited about the YouTube content that's going to be coming. I'm excited for future partnerships with companies. I'm excited for a lot of things. This Super Bowl trip, let me tell you what it did for me. It reminded me who I am. I had to have a Black Panther moment. Remember who you are. You know, uh, Queen Ramunda was speaking in my ear, okay? And I was self conscious about my weight. Okay, I'll be honest with you. This cancer journey has been a little bit different than maybe you may be familiar with other cancer journeys. I've gained a lot of weight. A lot of it's due to mobility issues, not eating. I don't overeat. Actually, I'm very thorough about what I eat. And I'm not a big snacker or anything like that. But it's all due to mobility issues. So I was self conscious about that. But here's the thing that it reminded me of: you are still you. This is a shell, okay? The outer words is a shell. We can dress up the shell or not. And I like dressing up the shell, right? But I am who I am, and I'm still me no matter what the shell looks like. Even though I don't always feel like myself on the outside, in the inside, I'm still me. And the inside comes out, it just makes the outside look that much more fabulous, okay? That's what it does. That's what it does. It makes it look more fabulous. And I just realized I haven't been caring for me in the way that I need to be because I was self conscious about my shell, right? And this body, I don't recognize her. It's the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And it's so depressing. And you see people online making jokes about big back, not about me, but just in there. And I know some people try to embrace their size in that way. I choose not to do that. Now I choose to be a beautiful woman inside and out, no matter what shape I'm in, right? Or what size I am. But I think health is wealth is key. I mean, there's a balance that we have to do because you want to have self confidence no matter what station of life you're in, right? Because you deserve that. We all deserve to have self confidence and feel good about ourselves. However, it's okay to also say, it's like, look, I'm not really happy with how it is on the outside, but I'm happy with who I am on the inside. And I need to take care of the person on the inside, not just with therapy, because therapy has been a huge help. And I know I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without the help of therapy, but also, and yet also, you know, zhuzhing up the shell to make how you feel on your inside reflect a little bit more on the outside. And I just realized, girl, you got to do that. I fell in love with satin pajamas. Okay, let me tell you. I just been sleeping in like a t-shirt, a big oversized t-shirt, which can be comfy, but baby, you have to show up for the position that you want in life. You a queen, you gotta act like a queen. You a star, you gotta act like a star. You gotta show up for yourself that way, and then it does something for you. Not only that, the pajamas felt really great, and I just keeping a routine is better. Because I really got off of like a routine, like a day routine, a night routine. You need a routine. You need a routine. And with me, this isn't just like a vacation trip. Okay, we did some fun stuff, but it's very much a work trip. But because the schedule was so tight, and you had to plan for logistically, and like, okay, we're gonna walk there, or do we need to get a car service and that sort of thing, and then plan for time wise, especially now. Oh gosh, when we were leaving on Friday after the fashion show, we had literally 5 Lyft Blacks, the black car service dump us. And it wasn't because it was a black, it's because more people had entered the city, like probably tripled the amount of people had entered the city from when even the day before, and they were blocking off streets that people would normally go through. They were blocking off because they are not planning with security this year. Not at all. Shouts out to Crickle. This is the water bottle I'm drinking of. I've never used it before. This is really great. I got this Crickle bottle. Still don't know plastic stuff, but I got this crickle bottle at the Celebrity Slam basketball tournament, basketball celebrity basketball game, Celebrity Slam, on Friday night at Xavier University, and Crickle was one of the sponsors. And I'm like, I want a crickle. I see everybody with these crickle bottles. I want one, and they gave me one for me and one for my cousin and my mom who came. And my co-host got one that looked like a Stanley bottle. I was like, where did you get the Stanley cup from? But it's all good. It's good. And this thing is good. I got it dialed up to not four. Why is it on 4 and 5? You could dial it up or down. But anyway, that was a squirrel moment. But anyway, yeah, they were not playing by security. And what I'm saying, it's just logistically had to plan things out. And so when you have all these things, yeah, you have all these things where you have to plan things out because there are things beyond you that can impede your schedule. And you do want to be as timely as possible. And you want to make the most of your time. And you want to maximize everything because, oh my God, there's so much to see, do, and eat in New Orleans. And you want to try to say, like, how can I do this together combined with my work and make sure I have X amount of time to get dressed, refresh, or to rest or whatever. Having a routine is paramount. So those things I'm going to get in for myself is like really have a routine and get back into having a routine because that is key and that's like so important. And I did, this is not the best place to buy clothes, but it's the best place is it's like you can buy stuff that's really cute and cheap, but it's fast fashion and I try not to participate in it. But it's the only place that literally had my size and really cute clothes that can get to me fast. And that was Shein. And yes, it might be bad for the environment. I don't get it often. But when I do, I try to load it up and not order like repeatedly like every single week. I try to decrease my carbon footprint as much as possible because I just don't have stuff near me that is going to be cute, fit the size I'm in, and just be, and just be cool. So there's that. But again, it's teaching me a lot of things. So build up my self-confidence, build up my creativity, build up me having a routine, my love for satin PJs and stuff like that. And just taking care of myself. I'm going to keep up with my nails. That's the thing. I'm going to keep up with my makeup. Shouts out to Estee Lauder, the long wear, the stay wear, double wear. Baby, the girls were not lying. They were not lying when it came to this foundation. It was not defeated by the Louisiana humidity because there was some humidity in the air, not summer humidity, but there's some humidity in the air. And it was so crazy because we thought it was going to be cold because it was snowing the week before. But we had adaptable fashions, but it was like mostly like 73, 74 degrees as a high in the daytime. And it was very nice at night. But this Estee Lauder, I didn't have to touch up on my makeup not once. Not once. Like once it was done, it was done. It was like really much a little transfer, not totally transfer proof, but when I use the one size setting spray, so combination, here's the thing. This is the power combo. Combined with using a good primer, and I had used the e.l.f. dupe for the Milk makeup like gel primer. It looks like blue. So combined with that, plus the Estee Lauder double wear, and my shade was in C16. And shouts out to the concealer as well. And the Patrick Starr's one size all day hold waterproof setting spray. Baby, it kept. And I did 2 coats of makeup because it's buildable. So what I would do is I would do 1 coat of the foundation and all the other stuff, spray it, let it set for a little bit, and then go put another coat on. And because I was going to be photographed, I was going to be on video a lot. And let me just tell you, on Wednesday, I had 2 events. I never changed my makeup. I didn't update my makeup. I didn't have to blot anything. I wasn't shiny. Maybe it ended up shining at the end of the night. I don't know. Because, hot lights is hot lights. And there was a lot at the Super Soul event. But I didn't have to change my makeup at all. I was good for the rest of the night. Friday, I had 2 events as well. I had the Off the Field and Info Players by Fast Joe. which, at first it was a little unorganized, but then they got it together and ended up being a beautiful fashion show inside this Canal Place mall, which is amazing. Lots of designer everywhere. And but it went a little bit longer because it went a little bit longer and I had to do stuff. Had to give Tim Brown his award and take a picture. And our our Lyft cars kept, they weren't able to get through the way they needed to. So this created a lot of traffic. So, they were canceling. We had to wait like almost an hour for a car. Shouts out to Mark, our Lyft Black driver. We had him twice. Get a drink. I'm drinking strawberry watermelon and a crickle. Um, but yeah, after that, you know, um, I thought I was gonna have a couple of hours in between the celebrity basketball tournament and the fashion show. And no, I didn't, just because things happen. So you have to be adaptable. I will say this in these events, especially when more people, the fans and tourists and teams start coming, you have to be adaptable to change and know how to pivot. And so I was like, okay, I just got to eat a snack. I had some leftover etouffee, just like a little snack size portion of that. My cousin had gave me this Nature's Valley peanut bar that was delicious. And I don't even usually do peanut butter like that, but it was delicious. And some water, rehydrate, give my mom my credit card and license and stuff like that, wallet for her to hold. Once I had all that, I had to change into my outfit because you can't be photographed in the same thing. And it just, every outfit is discipline and time to work for the event that they're designated for. And so after, changing my outfit for said event, I had maybe 40 minutes at we got a house. We booked through Verbo. Shout out to them. Loved it. But yeah, we stayed at this cottage in the Emergeny, I'm probably saying that wrong, area. It was beautiful. Great place to decompress, not in the loud hustle and bustle right there on Canal Street or anything like that, or on Bourbon Street. We were like really close. We were walkable to Bourbon and Frenchman and all that other stuff. But anyway, after all that, I had to get to the tournament. To the celebrity basketball game. We did, and makeup didn't move because I didn't change my makeup at all. I didn't have to blot anything. So, say that I'll say, invest in some good makeup. I will be buying more bottles of this, and a little bit goes a long way. Like, you literally don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Like I said, for me, I did 2 coats because I wanted more full coverage and I was going to be photographed and be up. It still stayed. Sometimes some people be saying it'd be slipping and fall. It still stayed, and it looked great under the Louisiana heat, humidity. It was, you want one that's good for humidity. I highly recommend the double wear. Highly recommend that. Okay, look at the time, make sure I'm there. So I highly recommend that. What else? So I mean, just learning a lot about myself. I'm gonna have content. I have so many directions on where I can go with content. And it's just trying to organize that because this is a lifestyle channel. This is my experience. Now, I am going to share we did have a videographer for Women's Sports Power Brunch, Super Soul event, and for the awards as well. But we gotta wait for the videographer to get some of those details. And once he does, my co-host said, I tell people he's also my manager. He is gonna get that footage to me, and once he gets that footage, then I can pare it down and do something else with it. But my series is kind of like, I kind of did some vloggy points. Thursday night, we had such a great time. I was supposed to go to this party at Empire that's going to have the mayor of New Orleans, or LaTanya Cantrell, and like Master P and some others there. But we're just kind of tired, but we wanted to just kind of chill out and enjoy the city and see the city at night. And we did all the things. We took a lift to a restaurant, had some good shrimp and grits. I'm going to talk about that experience. We walked around. We ended up going to Jackson Square and St. Louis Cathedral, and seeing that. They had a great art installation, looking at the Mississippi River at night, and just so many great things. The people are so kind and just so wonderful. I did not want to leave. We went to Cafe Du Monde, had their beignets and hot chocolate, which is was good. And I'll give you my thoughts on that. I'm doing a separate Cafe Du Monde video. I'm doing a separate video on food altogether. And also, I'm going to do a separate video on what does it really take to have a reasonable vacation for a couple of days in Louisiana during Mardi Gras season or during Super Bowl, and even during the seasons. Because here's the thing, Louisiana, New Orleans, y'all were so good and kind and gracious. People kept saying welcome home to me because my last name is Newell and my family line comes from New Orleans. And people are like, you look like family. I found out a state representative might be my cousin. I mean, people were like, welcome home, welcome home. I felt at home. I felt like it was a family reunion. I was coming back to my motherland, okay? And since I literally am. I feel the power of my people there. I felt so much like myself there. I felt like my creative juices were flowing to the point. I'm like, Lord, if I win a Powerball, I didn't play it, but if I win Mega Millions, I don't play that. One of these ones, I'm buying a second home in New Orleans, like a vacation home for my family. To my mom, we are getting a family vacation home in New Orleans because this is the place I need to be once or twice a year at minimum. At minimum. Because my soul needed it. Like, you don't even know how much my soul needed it. You don't even know how much my soul needed it. And it was just such a great thing. And we weren't drinking and flashing all over the place. If that's what you want to do, there's plenty of opportunity to do that. We saw one lady doing some yoga that was drunk near Jackson, right across the street from Jackson Square, before you get up to the bridge or the platform to look at the Mississippi River. Okay, she was drunk and just doing her yoga legs and everything in the air. However, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to get crazy. The music, the energy, there's music all the time. And it's not just because of Super Bowl. People say this is like this all the time. They're just having a good time. Let the good times roll. It is a slower pace of life. I appreciate that. This year we're promoting peace. This is my year of peace and excellence and just all the great things. And I need to be around these people more often. I need to come to Louisiana. I need to come to New Orleans at least once or twice a year at minimum because it is good for my soul. I'm telling you, it is so good for my soul. Not during hurricane season though, but for most other things, once or twice a year, it's so needed at minimum because it's so good for my soul. It's so good for my soul. And it just made me happy. So I'm going to give more perspective on that and how safe I felt in the city. I know that's a big thing. Other people, when they heard I was going there, like, some people are there, like, keep your head on a swivel, be careful. There's pickpocketing there, right? I didn't have any infractions because I stay vigilant. I always stay vigilant. And I learned that going to Europe. I learned that going to New York, okay? Not just Europe, but New York. But, same thing that you find, like, in Spain when I was in Barcelona. But big thing, pickpocketing. But they were really blatant with it, too. But pickpocketing is a big thing. And I was just like, oh, my God. Like, you ain't going to get me. And did not. But yeah, pickpocketing is a big thing there. You can find that in France too. Pretty much anywhere, right? And when you start to get into like these cities, it's gonna be like metropolitan cities and stuff. That's just gonna be par for the course. But we'll talk about that in another video. I have so much content I could bring you guys. I'm just trying to organize and see like where I should go with it because I took pictures and video of almost everything that I could. And I definitely got to give you my Super Bowl experience. I definitely have to break down. So we'll just do maybe like a New Orleans series. about it. Just New Orleans series. I'm already planning for Super Bowl 2026, which is going to be in San Francisco. That's going to be interesting. That will be interesting. But Super Bowl 2026, we are already okay. Give myself a week, maybe a couple of days, but we already got a plan for that. Sponsorships. Next year, we have to take it up a notch. Every year, we keep getting better. Next year will be year number 4 for me, so it has to be even better. Has to be even better. But I love the way how I work. I have my support team in place. My sister said they might come. We might bring the dogs and get a dog friendly, house, vacation house while we're out there. Because we like hotels, but the houses are where it's at for us. And a lot of celebrities stay in houses too, like when they're at different areas, not just necessarily like hotels and stuff. But do you, right? Anyway, I wanted to come here in my first live just to let y'all know we're here for Super Bowl Sunday, Kendrick Lamar Day. Can't wait. Can't wait for a Super Bowl halftime show. I don't really have a vested interest in the teams, but go Eagles, because I don't want Kansas City to get a three-peat. They'll be the first team to do that if they're able to pull it off. And we will never hear the end of it if they can pull it off. So there's that. But there's a lot of great things that are going to come from this Super Bowl New Orleans series, and I can't wait to share that with you. Things about self-confidence, beauty, all this other stuff, food, where to eat, just everything. We will have that for you. So, yeah. So I think I'm going to end the live here because I got to tend to my garden. Has been going through it since I've been gone. Water, cut, prune, you know how it goes. And then we got to get ready for Super Bowl Sunday because they not like us. They not like us. Hey, hey. They not like us. They not like us. Are you my friend? Are you vibing? Hey, then step this way. Step this way. Okay, anyway. But I might listen to Kendrick Lamar and G-Nex and all this stuff to sink into the spirit. Anyway, if this has resonated with you, thank you for watching it. Thank you if you stayed. I don't know if I hooked you in enough, but hopefully I did. But thank you for staying. And we will talk to you next time. And remember, friends, as I always say, let's keep our prayers up and our hopes high. And I will see you next time. Bye.